Hello everyone, welcome to Magical Me. I'm Jamie Mendez, spiritual intuitive, oracle, and energy sensitive, and I'm here with my weekly Moonday message. This is going to be a message for the week of April 19th, 2021, and I just couldn't even believe for a second that's the date for today. Even though I knew it, it's still, when you say it out loud, it's quite interesting that we are already flying right through the month of April. So wow. And that speaks to the energy of this month for sure. So let me get my bearings back here. Hello, beautiful MJ and Eleanor. Jillian, welcome everyone. Thank you for being here and for tuning in. So I am just going to do my ritual unplugging my microphone, plugging it back in. Hello, gorgeous Bree. Welcome. I'm so happy you were able to make it. Laura, welcome. Gonna unplug my mic real quick, plug it back in, just make sure there's no blips. And just let me know if you can hear me okay and how the quality of sound is after I plug it back in. Hello. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Allison, welcome. Thanks for being here. Oh, how exciting. Everybody able to pop in and tune in live. Well, that's great because, I talked about this last week, or was it the week before? I don't even know anymore. I talked about, I recognized, I think it was last week, that this is the 9-year anniversary this month of Magical Me, which I had no idea. I don't tend to keep track of that. But I just so happened to see it on my page and I thought, oh my goodness. And the year that I actually began Magical Me was in 2012. Again, unbeknownst to me, I didn't really remember that. 2012 was a significant year in our ascension process and like the beginning, like the opening of a doorway. So I find that just way too magical. And 2012 is also the mirror year of 2021. So it's like we are now kind of in that mirror where we're beginning to really fully integrate what it was that started that process that began. So because of the fact that this is my 9-year anniversary here doing what it is that I love, with the support of all of you and, partly to do with your support that I'm able to continue doing what it is that I love so much and being here, I wanted to give back. So all month long, every moon day during the lives, I'm going to be giving things away. Last week, I actually gave away 2 of my new recorded meditations that I did for the Chamber of the Black Flame. And that was quite a powerful meditation, still incredibly potent. It is still available on my page. I'll do a reshare today because it kind of probably got buried with all of the posts, but it is available for purchase as well. It is $22 and it is a 50-minute guided meditation with some very incredibly powerful healing journey. So if you're interested for purchasing, that's still available, and it can be used from the new moon. It actually was recorded during the dark moon, and it can be used from that time all the way up until this full moon in Scorpio that we've got coming up on the 27th. So super potent. So today I am going to be giving away during the live. So I'm going to quickly go over everything that I have to go over, and then we'll get into all of that. Hey, Maria. Welcome. Oh, MJ, that's beautiful. Thank you for saying that, sweetie. Thank you, Allison. Hello, Barbara Sebring. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Bree says, I am still adjusting to the time zone difference. I was like, isn't it a bit early for Moon Day? Well, it is quite a bit early to begin with as I started to switch my times to 4 instead of 7 Eastern time. But also, yeah, you had a wonderful move and big transition in your life. So congratulations to you. Beautiful. Bree moving all the way out to Hawaii. I would say I'm jealous, but I won't put that vibration there. I will say I am incredibly happy for you. And wow, just amazing. Can't wait to see you anchoring all of that beautiful Hawaiian mana there. Oh, thank you. Everybody saying sounds great. Thank you. All right, let me keep on scrolling here. Okay, so for those of you who are new to Moonday, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm just going to take a second and share this as well before I forget. because I have been doing that a lot lately. The energy today is quite intense. I'm going to talk about that. So you're going to have to just bear with me. I do not feel grounded at all. And try as I might, I have tried to ground. I went outside. We're going to get into the why. Just share really quick. And no, that's not what I want you to do. That's not working. Why does that automatically pop up in the video? I just want to go to my page. There we go. Okay, one down. One more. Okay, there we go. Done, done, done. Do I have sparkles in my hair? Yes, I do. You know, you gotta have sparkle. It's fairy hair. And 'tis the season. Hello, Jeanette, Tammy, welcome. Thanks for being here. All right, so for those of you who are new to my page, again, welcome if you're tuning in for the first time. Those of you who are not new to my page, thank you so much for coming back. And I do hope that everyone enjoys their time and what they find here. So the way this works is every Monday, or within divine timing, as long as I am divinely able to be here, I do try to go live at 4 p.m. Eastern time to bring forward a message of higher guidance and insight into the energy of the week for all of us. So this is a generalized overview, if you will. It is not personalized individual readings that I'm doing here for everyone. It is more of one generalized reading or overview for all of us as a collective, as one, and what we really need to know about moving through the energy of this week. Having this awareness or heads up just gives us the power to really kind of move harmoniously and flow with the energy versus having no awareness at all, really kind of struggling against things. And with that said, you know, when we struggle against things, it tends to, you know, create a lot of, what should I say? It can present more challenges than necessary. Also can create blockage for us as well. So it's really just giving us that heads up, just so that we know what to do when the energy comes in, or what we're working with, or how we can best really make use of this energy as well. So these are all positive messages. So how I do this is I actually call forward my higher self. I call forward the divine presence of the Mother, Father, God, Goddess, Creator energy, divine source love, whatever you choose to refer to that as. And I do pull forward oracle cards. And through these oracle cards, I then use my own divine abilities to interpret this and bring forward the message and what I'm intuitively feeling or seeing, experiencing, etc. And before I do that, though, I like to first actually start with news and announcements. So any classes, events, offers that I have going on here at Magical Me, as well as my sister business, Oracles of the Light, with my partners, Lindsay and Karen. So I kind of use this opportunity to announce all at the same time. From there, I do move into my empathy forecast as well as the energy forecast. They are one in the same. The empathy forecast is more so what it is that I have been intuitively feeling or experiencing or noticing around me energetically, emotionally, mentally, that might be significant to everyone and to all of you, and why you might be experiencing what you're experiencing. The energy forecast part of that is the astrological, cosmic, divine alignments that might be going on in the world that are notable for me to bring up and discuss at this time. So I'll go into all of that. Then I pull the Moonday message. So there's so much jam-packed into this hour-long session here today, and every week. And then I pull the Moonday message again. You heard me say how I go through that, what that process is. Not private. These are not individual readings, I should say. These are for a generalized overview for all of us. I do offer personalized readings privately. If you're interested, then you can reach out to me or check out the services on my page to see my fees and the different readings or even healing sessions that I do offer. And you can set one of those up with me. I do set the intention that these are divinely aligned with all of those who are in need of hearing the message. So that means that it does not matter when you find yourself here watching this reading. If you're watching this months from now and it's a recording, that is okay. You are here exactly in divine alignment with what it is that you need at that moment in time. And the same for, those of you who find yourselves here watching live. That means that there is going to be something of resonance for you uniquely in your own life. And again, it's going to resonate with you according to how you most need it to resonate versus how it might resonate with the next person. All right. So with that said, after that, I like to then go into working with a mudra together. And I'll talk more about what mudras are when we get there. So for now, I'm just going to get ready to go into the news and announcements and just make sure I didn't miss anything. Meredith, welcome, love. Vicky, welcome. Annie, welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so... And I do see that, again, it's doing that whole popping in, popping out with names, so I don't know. If at any point in time there's problems with the video or with the sound, just let me know. I'd rather know and stop and start over versus, going through this whole thing and realizing, oh no, there was a problem. All right. So, really quickly, news and announcements. Well, the first piece of news is that, and I'm sure some of you already saw this. Hello, beautiful Moniel. Thanks for being here, lovely. I'm sure you saw this. I am doing a live giveaway again. As I started saying earlier, it is because I am celebrating this month 9 years of being able to be magical me and to do what it is that I love. And through this, I have found my voice. I have found my power. I've found, and I'm still doing that, as we all are, but, greatly impart to all of you and to, your love, your support, your encouragement, your inspiration that you bring me. So I want to be able to give that back and share that with everybody and just do giveaways every moon day, all month long for the month of April. So with that said, last week I did give away 2 of my Black Flame meditations. That is still up. That is still available for purchase. I'm not going to be giving that away this week because I want to kind of mix it up and give away something different. But that is still available. It is still very relevant for what we're going through energetically. And you can really work with this. It's a meditation, a guided meditation available for download, which means it's yours. You own it after this, and you can listen to it as many times as you feel called to. And I specifically received that while this might work at any time when someone needs it, you can always go back and revisit it, months or years from now. But it is very specific for as well the dark moon, as that's when it was recorded this month, as well as in moving up to the energy of this super full moon we have in Scorpio. So that is the sign of, death and rebirth and that transformation and alchemy. And that's exactly what the Chamber of the Black Flame represents. So it's a 50-minute guided meditation, incredibly powerful. I did it myself afterwards and kind of listened to it back, and wow. And everybody who has experienced it has been reaching out to me with just some amazing revelations and healing. So if you're interested, again, I'm going to do another share because it probably got buried, but I'll post it again on my page after this is done so you can find it easily if you're interested in purchasing it. Hey, Bridget and Kylie, welcome. Thank you for being here. Okay, so that said, the other announcements, let's see. Tomorrow is the last day to register for my in-person Reiki Level 2 class. So if you are local to Phillipsburg, New Jersey, Lehigh Valley area in Pennsylvania, I am teaching an in-person Usui Reiki Level 2 certification. This is going to be May 1st. The last day to register is tomorrow. Now, if you are not local to me and you feel guided to work with me, feel guided to be, to train in Reiki and to be able to utilize this energy going forward, and maybe you already received your level 1 and you just, you're feeling like you would like to work with me, I actually was guided to record both my level 1 and my level 2 classes and put them online. So these are pre-recorded videos that you watch in your own time, and then we set up your private video live attunement, which is the energetic exchange, transference of energy that allows you to basically be opened up to become a vessel for Reiki energy to flow through. So if you're interested, I do offer that for both levels 1 and level 2. If you have trained with someone else for your level 1 and want to take your level 2 with me, whether in person or online, all I need is your credentials for your level 1 just to prove that you actually did take it, and then you can still train with me for level 2. All right, so just heads up with that. I'm also going to be teaching an in-person level 1 May 15th as well, so that's also available. But again, the online classes are available at any time. So that's it for that. Let me think if there's anything else going on this month. I don't think so. I think that's all for now. Oh, thank you, Vicky. Yes, Vicky did purchase the meditation and use it. Thank you so much for that, sweetheart. I'm glad that it was, extremely beneficial for you. All right. So with that said, I'm going to wait a little bit until possibly after the Moonday message part before we go into the mudra. I will then do the announcement for the giveaway. So how it just works is all I'm going to do is ask you to, if you're interested, because, also I don't want to give it away to somebody who isn't interested in it either, So what I'm actually going to be giving away, and I'll talk about it again later, is I was guided today because today is the start of Taurus season, as the sun actually enters Taurus today, or may already have, because today is the start of Taurus season, and I love the energy of Taurus so much that I wanted to be able to do a card reading of guidance for what it is that this Taurus season is going to bring for your life and bring into your life, and what you really need to know about that. So that is going to be a video recorded reading, which means I will do the reading for you through a video recording and then send it over to you privately. All right. That's just the reason for doing it that way is that because it's like a projection type of a reading, almost like a month-long reading, because we have, I think it is like 28 days in the sun cycle between shifting in zodiacs. It really allows you to be able to look back as the month goes on and to continuously listen to the guidance or remember something specific that might have come forward for you. So that's the main reason. The second reason is because things have been blessed, I should say. I've been incredibly blessed to be so very busy this month. So trying to kind of fit that in throughout my schedules to when I can just makes it smooth and flows so much easier for me. So with that said, I will be giving that away to 2, maybe 3 people if I feel called to today, giving it away again as a reading that you will receive from me. All right, so I'll look into that a little bit later, but if you want to participate in that, you are open to receiving that as the giveaway today. All you have to do is say, I'm open to receiving. Okay, you can just send it into the comments. This way I know. All right. Let me just make sure. Oh, I see. There's probably a troll, which I cannot see. Thank you, Brie. I appreciate that, sweetie. And yeah, I did not see that comment come up. So yeah, and if there is everybody just, thank you. I appreciate that. Just ignore it. I'll go in afterwards and actually, block it. Okay. I can't see it now, so that's a good thing. All right. So I will check these back. Brie, Maria, I see yours. Laura, Meredith. And sometimes, Facebook hides comments for me, and I don't like that, but I'm going to do the best that I can. Angela, welcome, lovely. Didn't see you sneak in, but yes, okay, open to receiving. For now, let's get into the empathy forecast. So, I don't know about all of you, but this weekend was incredibly intense for me. I definitely experienced something of a dark night of the soul, I guess I could say, and I'm not surprised after having done that black flame meditation, which is incredibly therapeutic, and incredibly necessary to the ascension process and healing journey. So I do not, regret that I had to go through what I went through. It was interesting because it was a weekend of me being alone. My family was all off doing what they had to do. My husband was away. So it just so happened that I really got slammed with this really heavy, intense emotional energy. A lot of it was mental, things that I was mulling over in my head, we get into our headspace, but it was actually coming from my heart. And I recognized that it was a lot of past woundings coming up to the surface. 2 days in a row during that time, I absolutely experienced intense dreams that were not the fun ones. They were experiencing fears. They were, and specifically, violations of my privacy, violations of my sacred boundaries, persecution. There were, I think, wounding surrounding like sexual intimacy, which is all a very big current theme for healing that's coming up in the collective right now. Hi, Doreen. Oh, welcome, sweetheart. Not a problem. I'm glad that you were able to make it. Lindsay, welcome. Not ignoring anybody's comments. I just don't want to get too sidetracked, but I'll go back through them then, okay? All right. So, a big current theme of what, where the collective is healing right now, woundings and traumas and patternings that we carry from the old distorted matrix and timeline. So, coming into this place of healing, but the only way out is in, right? So it's really about going down deep. And so I then began to experience other feelings during waking life that were like abandonment, rejection, loneliness. I actually started going through moments of, and it was that there was a lot of grief too. And I started actually, I posted about this, and some of you may already have seen the post, and it was, it says message from Archangel Gabriel as well as the collective energies. And I talk about my specific experience there and how Archangel Gabriel came in with some beautiful guidance and advice and clarity regarding that, and the white ray. So, which is interesting, the opposite of the black ray, which is the black flame we've been working with that meditation there. So they kind of go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. But basically, essentially what I started doing was, as I couldn't get anything done, I couldn't focus my work, I couldn't do anything other than I wanted to suddenly redecorate. I wanted to suddenly purge and cleanse things that there was just, up until that point, I didn't even really, see a need to get rid of it. I didn't think that there was any need to get rid of it. And then all of a sudden I was like, what on earth am I keeping any of this for? And I went on a cleansing spree. I found myself getting rid of clothing that I didn't wear anymore, jewelry, old cosmetics, like just things that it felt like I suddenly kind of realized, like, oh my goodness, I'm cluttering up my energy field and I just don't want any of this stuff anymore. And I really got to that place where I was just like so done, just done as they get. And that's when I heard this voice that said to me, good. Because I had said, I'm like, I'm done. I just don't want to do this anymore. I'm just so done. And then the energy came in that was, well, good. Because that's exactly where you need to be able to completely surrender over to divine will. And that message, was followed through with Archangel Gabriel's wisdom that came in. But I recognized that the whole time that I was cleaning and clearing out, between my bedroom, in here in my Reiki room, and in the hallway in between, which was very interesting and significant. I'm not going to go into all of that, but I do feel like the places in our homes actually are symbolic representations of something within ourselves and within our lives. So as I was going through that, I at the same time was actually going through it. I was going through and processing all of the feelings that were coming up, all of the pain that I was still carrying that I didn't realize I was still carrying. And through these feelings, even though I recognized that they weren't only mine, they were also the collective, as you know, I'm very much part of working, I am the collective, we are the collective. So I was very much aware of how I am very sensitive to the collective energy, but I do recognize that some of it was mine, and I was able to link it to specific events in my life where I recognized trauma came in. And it wasn't even something that was like a big traumatic experience. It was like kind of something like over time. And I really realized that a lot of my tendencies that I have now surrounding conflict stem from that period. And I kind of also began to recognize that I was, how do I want to word this? It's like a lot of the stuff that we do to go into our fight or flight survival instincts. And these are what prevents us from being able to feel pain or to deal with it, which, you know, they're actually not serving us. It's kind of like programmed learned defense mechanisms. And so again, the only way out is in. So I really had no choice Friday and Saturday but to really be full in it, dealing with it at the same time, purging my environment. So I have to wonder what it is that I'm making room for because it was quite a big one. And I know that we do have to be completely empty in that regard to come into that 0 point space of being able to be resurrected. And April has been the theme of resurrection. So that's exactly what it is that we are going through and experiencing. And if you have not already experienced this, I mean, everybody's different in their journeys. So we all experience things on our own timelines. But I do tend to notice that a lot of the things that I experience, I tend to experience them a week or two in advance. And then I notice a lot of my clients or friends and family, you know, or even part of the collective will start experiencing them a week or two later. So just have this awareness in case you're not experiencing this and then, you know, you suddenly find yourself within it. Remember to hold on to what it is that you are, why you are doing this, what you're doing this for. All right. So that was really intense. I will say that it's probably the heaviest that I've felt in a very, very long time. And it really did feel like, again, yet another layer of a death, you know, of a metaphoric death of something that I had to go through so that I can, again, go through that whole period of that resurrection and realignment that is also happening for us. Okay. Meredith, I see. Yeah, there's so much more that I still need to do, but I'm just like, you know, after 2 days straight, I'm just kind of like, go easy on me. Let me integrate now and recalibrate, and then I'll go through it all again. It's like I need a moment, spirit. Hey Laura, welcome, lovely. Daisy, welcome. Thanks for being here. Rosemaria, welcome, beautiful. All right. Okay. Also, I just want to give a heads up. I see, let's see, is it, okay, you know, 1 second, everybody. I do see that there is a troll on the page, and I'm sorry to say that word. I'm sorry. It's not a nice word. And love and blessings to you, Babaloo. Is that your name? But this, I have recognized this pattern before with this happens. It's a very similar repetitive pattern with spamming that happens on pages. And I am going to encourage all of you to trust your own instincts when messaging anyone who solicits you. Okay. So I'm actually going to be blocking them. If you choose to connect with them, in your own, then, you know, by all means. Okay, Allison. Yeah, good job. I've actually, it's like a similar, I don't know if, I don't even think it's a real person. I think maybe like a robot or something, or just a spammer. Cause I've seen it happening like, when I'm tuning into other people's pages, even on their posts, they'll get the same person that's reaching out and messaging and commenting on everybody that comments on their page. So, yeah, it's sad. It comes with the territory, I guess, but all right, so I'm going to keep on moving on. Let's see. So that was that. Where I'm at today is leaps and bounds different. I still feel a little bit of a heaviness in my heart. So clearly, I'm still processing. I'm still, maybe integrating energy and releasing old. But I do feel leaps and bounds better today. My heart feels full. I think it has to do with the shift in energy with Taurus. I'm going to talk about that now. Let me see if there was anything else that I was noting. Now, I'm just going to go into the energy part of it now. And the only thing I want to just go back and say about what I experienced, and if any of you are experiencing, I know some of you are commenting, is to really just allow. Surrender was the really big theme of the weekend, was surrender. Just allow and surrender, open and accept. And if you have not read that post that I put on my page, and at the very beginning it says message from Archangel Gabriel and then the collective energies, go ahead and read that, because it really does bring awareness to why we might be feeling what we're feeling and why we're going through that, and how we do really need to just be completely open in order to begin to align with the divine will. All right. So with that said, I know that we're making a lot of clearing because there's so much happening right now. I'm going to try to move into the energy forecast. Today, specifically, we have 2 occurrences happening. So right before I started, I should say this has been going on all day. I've actually been like pulsing. My entire body has been pulsing and making it very difficult to focus. That's why I said before in the beginning of this, I was saying that I don't feel very grounded right now. So I apologize in advance if I'm a little all over the place today. The energy is incredibly intense. There's so much actually happening today. Specifically, I'm going to talk about really quickly the Schumann Resonance. For any of you who are not familiar with what the Schumann Resonance is, it is essentially the understanding of the Earth's electromagnetic field and how it is affected and spikes in energy. So I don't know the exact numbers. I kind of just take what I need and release the rest. I don't know the exact numbers in what the Earth's magnetic field or frequency it gives off is what it's supposed to be, but I do pay attention to, and I do share a lot of the posts. I think I shared one on my page today here, and it says the Schumann Resonance at the top, and the resonance is monitored, or the actual frequencies are monitored, and they are greatly impacted by geomagnetic storms and solar flares and things like that. And we have quite intense solar flares and geomagnetic storms going on right now that are impacting Earth and the frequency. And when this happens, it's like our energetic field is tied and linked into the Earth's electromagnetic field. So there has been a complete spike in the Earth's electromagnetic frequencies, and it's like really, I don't even know, I think the numbers were like 65 something, or the last time I checked, but then they went into what it was called a complete whiteout, which was just like a really high spike of activity and electrical charged like energy. So I'm not a scientist and I can't give you all the sciencey aspects of it, but it's definitely has to do with scientific understanding and then bringing in a spiritual component to it. And understanding that when this happens, we get affected by it. So I was having so much energy coming into the top of my head in my crown chakra that I was feeling incredibly unbalanced. I was having a really hard time grounding. It's off the charts. I mean, it's really high today, and it's been over the last couple days, and I think we can expect to experience this over the next couple of days because of the solar storms that are coming in and solar flares. So I actually was feeling like fire all down the one side of my head, and it just was making me feeling very, very dizzy. So it is important. And when I first started the Moonday, I actually was having a really bad headache, and I was just trying to ground it out because I just got the message to just go on. I don't have it anymore. I'm feeling a little bit more grounded than I was, but I still feel very affected by energy. Those of you who are natural empaths affected by energy, or, feel other energy, you're definitely going to feel this. So it may be disturbing your sleep patterns, feeling very dehydrated. So it's important to stay hydrated. It could be triggering a whole lot of irritability. Again, the headaches, just it's important to ground as much as you can. I mean, I know how to ground, and I really was struggling to do it. And I've got grounding crystals on me. I went outside and sat down for a long time. I brought in some earth behind me. So there's things that you can do, but, also just sometimes just rest and allow. All right. Be mindful of that. But also, so Mercury, the planet that rules the mental body and the mind, also rules communication, right? So our throat chakra as well is impacted. But more specifically, the mind. So that's ruled by the crown chakra and the third eye. Hi, Tammy. Welcome, lovey. 7.8. Thank you so much for sharing that. I knew it was 7 something, but I didn't want to say something and sound ridiculous because I didn't remember. Thank you. So yeah, normally 7.8. It's up to like 60 something the last time I checked. It's probably even higher than that at this time. That's huge. That's a big deal, So understand that you and everyone around you is feeling that. Okay, so intense energy. But I kind of feel like Aries is throwing a temper tantrum because the sun is leaving Aries today, moving into Taurus. And Aries is fire. Aries rules over the mind, right? And the head. Not the mind, I'm sorry, the head part of our body. But Mercury rules the mind and the mental body. So you've got all this intense fiery energy going on. Mercury is connected more to air, again, to the mental body. But Mercury moved into Taurus today. So Mercury is shifting into the element of earth, right? Aries is shifting. So the sun also being in Aries, which is the fire, is also shifting into Taurus, the element of earth. All right. So there is a kind of like, I don't want to say the word battle because it's not a battle, it's a transition and it's, natural ebb and flow. But I kind of feel like Aries is throwing a temper tantrum right now because I'm getting this whole I still have a few hours, so I'm just going to blaze it up. And I do feel like my whole head, especially the left side, is on fire. And then I started feeling kind of like an achy pain in the back of my neck, kind of like to the left of where the base of your skull is, and on the left side. So very interesting, because the left side is, to me at least, the left is receiving, the right is releasing. But interestingly, Taurus rules over the throat, the mouth, and the ears. So you can see how the energy is moving now, right? So I feel like that's what I'm feeling. That's what's happening. I'm actually feeling the shift of the planets. And this does not surprise me because I am often shown in my mind glyphs of planets and zodiac signs when they shift and move. So amazing, incredibly freaky thing, but it happens. So that's really interesting. So now know that whereas had a lot of fire in our head, a lot of heat going on, we're now bringing our energy into our mouth, our communication. Also, because Mercury is moving into Taurus today, or already has moved into Taurus, it's definitely going to be shifting our mind focus. Okay, so from that fire energy, from that passion, we are now moving into more of a grounded, stable energy, if that makes sense. So the fact that Mercury rules over our mind and our thoughts, this is a powerful energy for us to be able to make our thoughts reality. Watch what you think, because this is what this is the necessary energy. Moving into the element of earth is the necessary energy to make something physically manifest. Okay, so under this energy, we are extremely potent in creating our thoughts, making our dreams a reality. So make sure that you're utilizing this energy to the best possible advantage, because you will create what you think. All right. So under this energy, it is fantastic to be able to start to take your ideas from the mental space and integrate them into the physical in some way. Whether you're writing down plans, okay, because taking them out of the mind and onto paper is actually bringing them into the physical, or whether you actually vocalize them and speak them out loud. This is to ground and anchor your thoughts, your ideas, your plans, your dreams. So use this energy. I'm not sure how long Mercury is in Taurus. And if anybody knows, feel free to share in the comments, because I'm not really sure. And just as I speak it, there goes Meredith Morris, who is like my go-to when it comes to whatever it is that pops into my mind. I see it. I don't understand how to, what it's trying to tell me. I go to Meredith of Lovely Mermaid Shrove, everybody. So check out her page. Be careful of the seeds you plant in the garden of your mind, for seeds grow after their kind. Oh my God, I love that. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So I'm not sure, Meredith, do you know off the top of your head how long Mercury is in Taurus? Because I can't remember. Try and scroll up there. Yes, Rosemary. There you go, girl. There you go. I'm trying to stay on my train of thought because it's so much. There's so much information. Next, we have also today, as you already heard me say, the sun transitioning from Aries, moving down the wheel into Taurus. Taurus, okay, we're moving from fire to earth. So now it's about taking all of that energy, all of that inspiration, all of your passions, and now we want to anchor them. Now we want to begin to create a more stable foundation, or make more of our plans, or basically like creating the foundation for a more solid pathway for our plans to actually be like, to be, what's the words I want to use here? Creating a more solid foundation for our plans to actually be built on, to grow on, So this is a really powerful energy for that with Taurus in the sun. This is about, Taurus energy is interesting for me because I'm a Scorpio sun. And so Taurus is on the exact opposite end of the wheel of Scorpio. So, with that energy, you kind of have an opposition. You have Scorpio and Taurus opposing one another, right? Which is interesting because that's going to be the coming full moon, which I will be talking about at a later time. So it can be an incredibly challenging dynamic for me. But what's interesting is that I really don't have a lot going on in Taurus in my personal birth chart. And I think it's interesting to really kind of look into that on your own, in your own charts, to see how Taurus can be really nurturing you or challenging you, so you understand how to work with it. But for me specifically, I find it interesting. I don't really have Taurus much going on with Taurus in my chart, except for it's in my fourth house of stability, the physical connection of, home, material, and family dynamic. So that's really interesting because Taurus energy lights me up. And I find that really, really interesting. Yes, and my Chiron is in Taurus as well, which is the wounded healer. So you can see how Taurus then brings in triggering some aspects that are in need of healing for me, which is funny because both of my children are Taurus. So, boy, I really knew what I was doing there, huh? Without being sidetracked. Yeah, so it's interesting because I feel like Taurus nourishes me in the sense of I need to be in nature. Now, Taurus is that energy that is earth. It is the earth goddess energy. Very much about connecting with nature, very much about being nourished by nature, and just really with all of your senses aligning into the beauty that exists within everything. As you see, I was really drawn to bring in some earth today from my garden. So it's really about opening up all of your senses and just being so receptive and tuned in to the world around you, and that symbiotic relationship that we have with earth and with planet. And Taurus is also very much the energy of the physical. So you've got the physical appearance that might be coming in, or wanting to beautify your physical appearance, wanting to beautify your surroundings. Again, bringing in the flowers and the redecorating that was done in my in my bedroom and in my house this weekend. So really that energy of bringing in, it's very highlighted. So it's a great time to make changes, to beautify in a way that nourishes your soul and your heart. Because even though, Taurus physically rules over the throat and the mouth and the ears, it also, I feel, rules over the heart chakra energy, and it's because it's connection to Venus. So you've got all of these things that feel good and that we love, and so really utilizing the energy to bring more of what you love into your life, which totally transforms your energy. It totally transforms the way that you go about your day, the way that you feel inspired. So doing more of what you love and basically creating the environment for your inspiration to become manifest, to become reality, right? So there's that. Also the physical body. So this is a great time to be taking care of this Earth Hour body. It's a great time to be taking care of your body. What does your body need? I have found myself talking a lot more to people about anything that comes up. And I find it funny because I kind of laughed at myself a little bit, and I was like, oh, Jamie, it sounds funny. But anytime somebody was talking about like a decision that they needed to make, I suddenly found myself telling them, well, what does your body say to you? And of course they're looking at me like, but what are you talking about? But it's, I am a medical intuitive, an empath, whatever you want to call it. My body naturally shows me where energy blockage is, or if something I think or do or someone else says or does around me or feels around me, my body will show it to me in pain or in some sort of a sensation. So I know right away, whoa, don't do this. This isn't good for you, So I never really talk to people about that because not a lot of people do that or have that experience, but we all have that ability. So now it's about paying attention to your body more. And when you go to make a decision, ask your body first, or pay attention to when someone presents it to you or when you think about it, what reactions do you have in your body? So, under this energy, we want to start, exercising more. We want to start taking care of our body more. We want to watch more about what we're putting into our body. We might want to enhance our bodies in some way, as long as you're doing it safely and for your highest good, so that's also going to come up, but also your physical environment, your physical presence, and financial stability and security all comes up under this energy. So, this is a time where you take all of that and throw it into the pot and say, how can I better focus on doing what it is that I love, or creating a better foundation for myself financially in my home life, in my own presence, in my own power, in my own health. All of these things combined are what Taurus in this sun is actually bringing to us this month. So I also find it very interesting that I was guided to do a reading for this for everybody, or for those who I'm going to be giving it away to. So really, really interesting. But just wanted to bring that up. Obviously, happy birthday to Taurus suns out there. This is really going to be your month. But it does not matter if you are a Taurus sun or not. We all are connected to all of the zodiacs, and we have the ability to use that energy for our good versus just kind of, again, be blindly, moving around without any awareness as to why. Okay. So that's that. I'm not sure if there's really anything else that I want to go into this week. I think that's it as far as the energy forecast and empathy forecast go. So it's going to be interesting to see. One more thing, we talked about it last week, but it came up again this morning for me today, and it was about learning self-mastery, and it might come up in our reading, so I'm probably already doing it, but it was about learning self-mastery, so like mind over matter type of thing, but it was mastery over mind is what I heard, and it was about mastering your thought forms that are kind of coming up right now. So it's like, like I said, like Meredith was saying, be careful about what seeds you're planting in your garden right now. Your garden being your life, your seeds being your thoughts and your words, as well as your actions. So be mindful that everything that you're doing, thinking, saying is in alignment with what you want to create in your life and within yourself. Because right now there's a lot of those thought patterns coming up. Again, you heard me talk about my experience over the weekend with the the darker feelings and emotions that I had to process. It's important to feel them and go through it. So I don't want you to think that you're not supposed to, but recognize that this is a process that you're moving through, that you are working and processing through to heal and rise out of, not that you are going to stay there and dwell in that energy and spiral out of control and downward. All right. So I want to make that, just clarify that there. But mastering the process in Taurus energy, we have the potential for, we always have the potential for infinite abundance, but more so under the energy of Taurus. So we have this whole releasing the energy of, or the thought forms and the fear of lack in all regards, whether it be money, whether it be love, whether it be beauty, whether it be health, releasing lack, focusing on the, what you want to create, that nourishment energy with Taurus. So mastery over mind. Okay. All right. Whew, that was a lengthy one. All right. I'm going to move it along. Once again, I'm going to just ask those of you who are tuning in that did not already see. Hi, Marianne. Welcome. That did not already see, I'm going to be doing a giveaway today after I pull the Moonday message that I'm about to pull now. I'm doing a giveaway for a recorded video card reading. And this reading is going to specifically focus on how Taurus season will affect, how it can impact your life and what you can do under this energy to benefit yourself. Okay. Mercury is in Taurus until May 4th or 5th, Meredith said. Thank you so much for that. Wow, so we definitely have a little bit of time with that energy there. And if I missed anybody's comments, I'm going to go back after this is done, probably later this evening, and I'll go through all the comments because I know I tend to miss quite a few. Laura says, my throat is feeling funny. Ah, interesting, is it not? Hey, Nikki. Welcome, gorgeous. Okay. Hi, Michelle. Welcome. Thank you. Have a great day at work. Lindsay, welcome, love. Yeah, the energy is quite intense. I definitely have had all weekend long very uncomfortable, disturbing sleep. Yeah, headaches, dry throat, all that you said. Yeah. And again, everybody, I try not to put it out there that, you can spirit all of your ailments away. It's obviously important to use your own discernment, your own instincts. And obviously, if something needs to be checked out by a professional, as I'm not a doctor, obviously use your own discernment for that. But again, just offering some insight as to what else is at play. Okay. Hey, Carmela. Welcome, gorgeous. Oh, yeah, I know, hon. It's really intense energy right now for all of us, but shifting. There is shifting happening, and we do have reason and cause for hope. There's something building, right? And if you think about it, as we're going through, all of us, if we're going through this whole, the Aries is the beginning of the zodiac year. So Aries is the newborn in energy. Taurus is like the toddler, right? So we're just starting to get our legs. We're just starting to learn how to walk, how to crawl all over again. So it gives hope for when we can really start running, right? So I have been seeing for quite some time that May would be really significant, that May would really help us shift, that we were going to see very pivotal change in direction. And I don't really want to try to say I'm making any prophecies or predictions just based on what I saw doing year-long readings. But but I really do think that we all have cause for hope. So just recognize that what you're going through right now is just the essential process of what you're making room for or what you are moving into alignment with, okay? All right, so moving into the reading, I am working with The Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle by Lucy Cavendish. I don't have the deck in front of me right now. I just have the cards, or the box, I should say. But love, love, love this energy of the Fae. And because they are obviously the earthy energies, the elemental energies, and very much remind me of the Taurus energy. So, we had a card come out, so I'm going to set that aside because I didn't really mean to do that. But everything happens for a reason, doesn't it? So what I'm going to just do now is ask you all to come into sacred space with me. So just have you close your eyes. As we are all connecting, we are all exchanging energy at this time. It is so, so important to really just honor the sacredness and create sacred space within this energy that we're sharing today. So just close your eyes. Just take a nice deep breath in. And just release as you allow all tension and stress within your body to be released, and you relax your body. Again, take another deep breath in. And release all mental stress. Try to bring your awareness into this present moment. And one more time, nice deep breath in. As you drop your mind down into your heart space, which is your true mind, your true voice. All right. So now what guidance comes forward for the collective good for the week of April 19th, 2021? These are really interesting two cards together, but I already see the message. So really, I think we absolutely did cover a lot of this already. No surprise. I really love when that happens because it definitely shows that we're, right in flow with what it is that wants to be honored, be heard, and be understood. So I will show you the first card that flew out before I was even really ready. I didn't even set the intention, but I felt it really is part of this. And as soon as I saw the card, I heard Archangel Gabriel's message that I posted. And the very first word that I heard, or the very first thing that I heard was, all is not lost. Okay, so this is a number 8, which is the number of karmic cycles being released. It's karmic debt being cleansed and healed. But before that can happen, it obviously has to come up to the surface to be felt, to be dealt with, to be recognized. But also it is the number of strength and courage. So just reminding us to have strength, to have courage, that all is not lost. That in which we are going through is serving quite a divine purpose. It's something that I'm being reminded of that I've said, and, I wrote it as a quote a while back. And it was, you took on this role because you can, so it's like, you have what it takes to overcome any trials and challenges that you're going through at this moment in time. Be with them, honor them, experience them, go through them, and then release them with love, or integrate them with love. All right? So again, 8 is also the number of strength, courage, career, finances, but it is also the number of infinity, which means that you're an infinite being. And when you recognize that, it helps us to let go of the control that we need to make something better, that we need to make something right, that we need to perfect something or be perfect, because it means that everything is a journey, that everything is a cycle, and that there's no shortage of time, so through this infinite cycle, you have your moments. We have that ebb and flow, the ups and downs, and this is just another process of something that we're going through, and we'll move through and move beyond, just like the thing before. So the card is the cry for nature, which is so relevant compared to, as you know, with what I just said about Taurus. Being out in nature helps to restore us to balance. It helps to heal us as we help to heal nature. And it helps to remind us of the simpleness of everything, the beauty within everything, and, you know, what life really is about versus the everything else around us, you know. But it says, mourning for something sacred which seems lost. So all is not lost, you know, and you see this fairy crying over a cut tree, and it's sad as it is that that tree was cut down. That tree, it served its purpose, you know, it served its time in performing, you know, its role here, or whatever it was that it, you know, it's whatever its role was here. And even though it seems like it's gone, is really not, you know. And this is interesting because I definitely feel like this applies to a lot of things that, obviously the death process, and those who may have actually physically lost someone or something recently, but also our own metaphoric deaths and those things that are being, you know, that we're going through this whole death of the old right now, and what is falling away from our lives. And it all is not lost, that, you know, the tree was cut down, but the tree's roots are still here. The tree is still functioning. And while the fairy is incredibly sad because she is so connected to the tree is her, she is the tree. Their energies do not separate. She feels the tree. She feels the pain. She feels the loss. But at some point, she's going to get up and fly again, and that tree is going to continue to thrive, even though it's not there. I have a beautiful friend. Her name is Indigo. She's an older woman. She's blessed to be 80 something years young. And something Indigo said to me one time just always struck a chord with me in the most beautiful of ways. And it was that one time she had been, she actually is in the more of like the native tradition and the shamanic traditions. She is something called a tracker. And in this training that she went through, you have to be blindfolded and kind of find your way back in the middle of the woods, and you've got to find your way back through your senses, right? Which is just a message within itself. Through your senses, not through what you're physically taught, not through what you think in your mind, through your feeling, through your senses. And she felt the presence of a tree and did not want to, while she's blindfolded, she felt the presence of a tree and didn't want to trip and fall over it. And so she moved, you know, in a different direction to move away from it. She felt that without feeling her physical hands. She didn't feel her physical hands, okay? Not with her feet, just with her energy feeling. She felt the aura, she felt the presence. Sure enough, she took off her blindfold, and the tree was just a teeny tiny little stump left in the ground. But she could see and feel that tree's aura, and its presence was still there, even though the physical was not fully there. See? So that is one message for all of us, though. We take away the love, the lessons, the pain, the challenge, and we transmute and we integrate all of it as fodder and fuel for what we do and what we need moving forward in life. So while we may have lost something, while something may have been, kind of taken away from us or taken from our life, or something has come to an end, we're meant to take away what it did for us and then move forward with that. So that's the first part of the message, everybody, which goes into my message about mastery over mind and mastery over lack. When something is no longer in our presence, we feel the void, right? We feel the loss of it. When there is a possibility for something to enter our lives, why do we instead focus on the possibility of it leaving our lives? You're never fully living if you're constantly focused on what happens if it goes, like money, right? It's like, well, I have this amount of money and there's something that I want, but I'm afraid to spend it because I'm afraid there's not going to be any more. I'm afraid there's not going to be anything else coming in. Well, that's the intention that you're setting. Well, that's exactly what you're going to experience, right? Instead of focusing on there is no shortage in the universe of abundance and of what I can create. And so I release with love. Now, I'm not telling them, I am not giving you a free pass to go out and spend all your money. I'm not doing that. But I'm also telling you to not live in fear of not having enough of money, of love, of friends, of good health, of whatever it might be, because there is no such thing as lack, except for a programmed, conditioned belief. And sure, we might have a shortage at times, but that shortage is never really shortage because there's always more to come. There's always blessings to replace what is released. It's like when I work with energy, when I clear a space or when I clear something out, I don't just do that. I then bring in the light. I then bring in higher vibrational blessings and energy so that I can replace it with something better. Do you see? So it's always like that. So the next card is a number 7, which is the number of alchemy. It is the number of magic and manifestation and miracles. It is the number of keys needed in order to ascend into a higher timeline and doorway. It is the number of divine timing, alignment, trust, and divine faith, and divine blessings. And it is the fairy wishing well. Look at that. You just can't make this stuff up. Manifestation, expectations, and offerings. We manifest what we expect. And when we give away something in exchange as an offering, we then receive. So what do we do when we go to a fountain? We take money. Oh my goodness, your hard-earned money, and you throw it away. Right? You throw it in asking for, it's an offering of love, in asking for something in return. And so this is what we do. We let freely go of something, asking for something in return that we also love, maybe something better, to come in turn, right? So it's funny that I said, what am I making room for? Because I went through such an emotional and mental healing and purge, as well as an environmental one through my space and through my belongings, you see. So we've got to let go of something to gain something. It just is the law of the universe. It just is what it is. So when you let go of something, which I spent some money today, so I'm absolutely loving this message. When you let go of something, more will come in. Remember. And also, when we give money, I talk about this a lot, money is just money. It is a form of exchange, of offering. We put so much expectation on money. We give it a mind, like we give it an energy, and the energy that you give should be the energy of it's love. Someone has something that I want or that I need or that I love, and so I give to them in exchange for what they give to me. It doesn't matter that it's money. In the old days, there wasn't exchange of currency. There was exchange of things. Blessers and healers in villages came and offered their services. They didn't charge a fee. The family just knew, here's some eggs from my chickens. Here's some grain, here's a cow. This is how it worked, So again, it's not about the monetary. It's the give and the receive, the exchange of, the divine law of exchange in the universe. So all is not lost. Don't mourn over what is no longer. Know that this is a divine time. It's divinely timed and orchestrated, that things are ready to go. And for their own, for whatever reason, it might be different for everybody. Everything has its process. If it has to do with souls, all souls have their own paths, their own journeys, and sometimes it's just time for them to make their next big moves into their next big journey on, in another timeline, in another dimension. But we take with us what we've learned from it and we let go with love. And then, oh boy, do we set the intention of ready to receive. So be open to receiving, everyone. It's interesting that in the beginning I had you all state, I am open to receive. And so what are you open to receiving? But the divine blessings that you are worthy of, that the universe has in store for your highest and greatest good this week. So when things come about, remember to just don't hold on tight. This is funny. I had a dream. No, it wasn't a dream. Sorry. Not last night, the night before. It was yesterday morning. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm confusing myself. Yesterday morning, I woke up singing. And a lot of times I talk about how my higher self communicates to me is partly in song. And I woke up singing 38 Special, that song from the 80s, Hold On Loosely, but don't let go. If you squeeze too tightly, you're going to lose control. At least I think that's the words, but that's what I was saying. And I find that interesting because it's like, you hold something within your heart, but we let go. You don't hold it so tight that you actually create a block for yourself, that you actually create conflict doing so, a refusal to expand, a refusal to be open to receiving. So remember surrender. That was a huge word this past weekend. So I hope that really helps all of you as we move through the energy of this week, especially in the energy of this beautifully earthy Taurus that does rule over all things material, all things physical. And last week's message was Mother Earth, wasn't it? The Mother of the Infinite Abundance card there, which was, all about the blessings and the abundance and nurturing. So remember that. Take that energy with you as you move through the energy this week. And by all means, if you feel guided to make some room, make some room. Okay? All right, that is our message. Whew. It's quite a lot going on this week, isn't it? Oh my goodness, I feel like I've been here talking for a long time. All right, with that said, I'm going to get ready to give away my readings. Maybe 2, maybe 3. We'll see what the universe sends me. I'm not pulling names out of a hat, nothing like that. I'm just going to set the intention that those who are meant to receive this giveaway of the reading, pre-recorded video card reading, on what it is that the Taurus season is going to be bringing into your life and what you might need to know or how you can best work with this energy. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to, again, if you want to start commenting, I'm open to receive or me, that's fine. You can do that. Otherwise, I'm just going to scroll through the comments anyway. And I'm going to allow Spirit to place at least 2 names in my mind. If there's a third that pops in, so be it. Okay. All right. And this is part of the giveaways. I said all month long, every live moon day that I do, I'm going to be giving things away as celebration of my 9 years in business, my 9 year of completion and attainment, achievement. Oh, Rosemary, that's beautiful, beautiful, and sending so much love and prayers to your sister. Hi, Megan. I didn't see you pop in. Willa, welcome, guys. Sorry I didn't see you pop in. Sorry, there's lots of comments. I just want to make sure I don't leave anybody out. Oh my goodness, all this scrolling, it makes me so dizzy. Sorry. trying to get back to the bottom. Okay. All right, give me 1 second, everyone. Okay, so the first name is going to be Allison Kessler Forrest. I'm sorry, I couldn't remember your last name. So Allison, you are going to be the first recipient. Dawn Lance, you are the second recipient. And there is a third recipient, and it is Laura Pietrowski. All right, so as long as all of you are good with that, then I will be getting those recordings to you probably over the course of this week and the weekend. So just bear with me because I do have quite a bit going on this week. So I'll be reaching out with that and sending it over to you via Facebook Messenger. All right. All right. So thank you, everybody. We're going to go ahead and move into the mudra now. Oh, you're so welcome. Hey, Karen. Welcome, love. Let's see. Just missed something. I'm sorry. I just want to see what I said. I must have missed it. I thought I saw something from Carmela about Florida, and I can't find that comment now. I'm going to go back through the comments at the end, okay? Thank you, everybody, for all of your love and all of your support. I appreciate you. All right, moving into the mudra. So I'm working with a deck called Mudras for Awakening the Energy Body, and this is by Alison DeNicola. And I like to work with the deck of mudras because it helps kind of get out of the way of like choosing a mudra to work with, and really allows us to instead have the divine send us what we most need at this time, right? So that's why I like to do it. So, but what are mudras for anybody who has not worked with them before or has never heard of them? So the word mudra itself is Sanskrit, which is a very ancient language. It translates into the word seal. So kind of like a wax seal or an energy seal, if you will. These seals can actually be formed with our hands. So within our hands, we have palms, we have palm chakras. Yeah, we have palms. We have palm chakras. In our fingers, we have activations that are connected to the elements. And so using and forming these mudras, as we do them a lot subconsciously, without even being aware that we do them, working with these mudras, each seal or mudra connects into one or more of your energy centers known as your chakras. So when forming these mudras, it allows you to channel energy as a seal that acts as like an activation, if you will. I don't know if I want to say it it's like a button. That's how I see it in my mind. It's the best way I can explain it. Acts as like a button that basically activates that energy center. Now that energy center is connected into your four main bodies. So every chakra rules over a different part or aspect of your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, and your spiritual body. So when you work with mudras, at least one mudra can connect with many or one chakra, and that allows it to really channel that energy into that energy center, activating, moving your life force or pranic energy through those energy centers into your energy bodies, which then creates a harmonious flow, removing blockage and debris, allowing for overall wellness. So this can help to alleviate physical ailments and discomfort, emotional blockage, mental blockage, and again, spiritual blockage, which enables you to come into that place of eventual enlightenment. But it does also help with expanding our consciousness. So they are incredibly powerful. So powerful that sometimes they do come with caution. That means that if there is a caution with that particular mudra, means it's so high energy, that if you already suffer from an issue on your physical body in the area that mudra rules over, we're going to be channeling more energy into that center, which could just create some aggravation and irritation in there, in that energy center or in that area. So then you might want to, use your own caution and discernment as to whether or not to work with it. All right. But I will let you know that in advance. Okay. So with that said, I'm going to go right into it. I'm going to pull the card. We'll go over it. We'll do it together if you so choose here live. And then I'm going to take a picture, post it to my page, and encourage you to go ahead and save that to your phone or whatever device you like to watch on. And then you can work with that mudra by yourself all week long, which is only going to further facilitate healing and growth and expansion that we're in most need of at this time. Usually the mudra comes forward, it does align with the messages that came forward. Okay. All right. So a mudra comes forward for the collective good for the week of April 19th, 2021. Oh, I thought we had two for a second. Ooh, all right. This one's interesting. We received the Anjali Mudra, and it is reverence. Look at that. And this one, as it is, because this particular deck, I have two different decks. They're both by the same creator. One is for the elements. One is more focused on chakras. This is purple in color, so that means it's actually going to connect with our crown chakra, which is very interesting considering what we talked about with Mercury moving into Taurus this week. So the card says reverence on it, but it assists with divine union, inner silence, and spiritual devotion. Very interesting considering making our thoughts more of a reality. So to me, it's like aligning our mind with our higher mind and birthing, again, it's about being very mindful of what it is that you want to bring through and what you want to create. And more so moving us into an alignment in a heart and mind, or a body, heart, body, and soul here, with what it is that's more of our with more of our divinity, but like our divine purpose, our divine plan. And I've seen a lot of that coming forward with lots of readings and healing sessions lately. But it cultivates inner awareness. It reduces stress and blood pressure. So that's, always beneficial there. And it assists prayer and devotion, which again, prayer being, kind of what what we're asking for, what we're wishing for, we send blessings. And having the potential to, again, create that. So whatever it is that you're putting that energy into, whether it's that you're sending blessings. And I found myself doing this a lot lately. I catch myself sending prayers and blessings for people that I don't even know, like for strangers. Like if I hear sirens go off, I'm suddenly like, oh my goodness, whatever's going on, I'm sending love and blessings for everybody involved. For people that you might be triggered by, somebody at the grocery store being kind of snarky with you, I'm like, instead of getting and saying what I would normally say to myself, going to that space of sending her love and sending her blessings because maybe she's having a really bad day. Maybe she really needs it, So it's like really bringing your awareness into this whole divine space, but also taking it and bringing that out, manifesting, if that makes sense. So once again, it assists with that spiritual devotion and that devotion even to self, and that which is required in order to make your dreams a reality. So you're going to do this very simple. Obviously, just place your palms together and join the hands in front of your heart center with all of the fingers touching and pointing upward. Okay, so this is also called for the prayer position, where we are. This is why people do this when they pray. It's actually significant of making, it's like your outer, I actually use this during my Reiki attunements with clients and with students. It is your setting the intention outwardly of your inner intention, if that makes sense. So it's like what we feel, what we think, what we're intending, what we're asking, this is making it so. And it's also acceptance. We do this when I receive you, I accept you and I see you type of thing as well with the namaste. Okay? So go ahead, everybody, just close your eyes, place your hands together in front of your heart center. Relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw, straighten your spine, and just take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And release. Again, deep breath in. And release. Last time, deep breath in. And release. And you can state, I bow with reverence to the divine heart within. I bow with reverence to the divine heart within. Tell you, I'm just not grounded today. I bow with reverence to the divine heart within. And so it is. And you can open your eyes. So now, when working with your intentions, when manifesting with this energy, this would be a great mudra to bring in as you speak your intentions or plant your seeds out into the universe. Okay? There's something else that I wanted to say with this, but of course I can't remember now. So, all right, everybody, thank you so very much for being here with me this week. I know it was incredibly lengthy, incredibly lengthy reading and message, but sending you all so much love as you go through this this energy, and really remembering everything is happening for you, okay, not to you. All right, my lovelies, have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. But I'm going to just put this out there. I am not sure that I'll be here next week. My son's birthday is actually on Monday. So depending on what he wants to do, if we do something over the weekend for him or on his actual day, will be the difference of whether I'm here. But I might try to swing it on Tuesday instead. I will keep you all posted. Have a wonderful week, and magical blessings and abundance to all. Bye-bye.